Hello gamers! Yes, it has been a while, and no, I will not talk about how long I've been MIA since my last video, because I'm self-conscious, and we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about video games, more specifically one I've been sponsored to talk about, and while I can't divulge the details of what went on, let's just say it was an offer I can't refuse. Exposure. My completely legal back alley dealings aside, it's time to talk about today's game, Little Elf Tanks. Developed by Friendly Fire Software, whose extensive catalog consists of Axe Girl, Personal Space, and now Little Elf Tanks. The story asks a very thought-provoking question. What if the elves chose to no longer be on the shelves? What if the young elf yearned for more than just existing? What if the young elf got a college degree, thus pushing elvish society into a technological renaissance? Improved infrastructure, medical advancements, how to deconstruct the $1.50 Costco hot dog, and most importantly, military strength. Because when you get this big, you're bound to get some haters. Which is exactly what happens as spiders invade your territory unprovoked, ravaging your home, kidnapping elves. The global media may say the spiders are justified in this. Outlets may say that 22,000 elf lives lost aren't lives, or even yet, won't talk about it. However, I say otherwise, and so do many others viewing this atrocity. Which is why we must return this tragedy tenfold to these haters. That's why it's up to you to take control of one of 4 elf-operated tanks to take back any elf hostage, and peacefully negotiate with the spiders to cease their existence via your reliable peacemaker, a 120mm smoothbore tank gun. I may be exaggerating a bit, but you get the idea. Gameplay is very straightforward this time, and if you can't get a grasp of it, I don't know how to tell you this. You need to repeat kindergarten. Little Elf Tanks is a twin-stick shooter, so the only controls you really need to worry about are move, shooting direction, and missiles. You have 2 modes available in My Little Warcrime, Story Mode, and Boss Rush, which is only available after completing story mode, so let's talk characters now. Like previously mentioned, you play as one of 4 elf-operated tanks. Elf tanks. E-tanks. You can pick from either the fighter, the soldier, the priest, or the woman. Each character differs in a few different ways. For example, you can think of Norman as the default character. A balanced all-rounder, standard tank gun, average bomb damage, truly the sitcom white guy of gameplay. Buck is more of a powerhouse like Mitochondria or M. Bison.
Of course!
Big damage, a scattershot tank gun, more explosive bombs, and most notably, slow as hell. You can think of Sika as Buck's opposite, fast like a Dark Souls Dex player, weaker damage, homing shots, and also just as weak bombs. Axis is a bit of a wild card. Like all black people, can use magic which lets him summon a giant fucking sword in front of his tank. Axis's bombs is also another wild card. Unlike what black people can do, it deletes incoming projectiles.
You have been forgiven.
After picking your Soldier of Misfortune in story mode, you are thrusted into the first of 5 distinct zones with multiple battlefields. Not to spoil too much of the fun you'll have in the game, but some areas consist of your neighbor's backyard, the Jersey Shore, and the iconic Inferno from Dante's Inferno. After each stage of battling, traversing, and very lightly puzzling your way through, you must go one-on-one with the world's boss to get one step closer to finding your lost elves. My raw and unfiltered thoughts on Little Elf Tanks is this. For $5 USD, you can't really go wrong with a fun little twin-stick indie game. Double for one that offers a boss rush and lets you change difficulties, which is slowly becoming an endangered species of accessibility options. I think my 2 favorite things would have to be the gameplay and the music. I'm a very big fan of the Isaac feel of the gameplay, and I'm not even gonna lie, they weren't kidding. That soundtrack can be amazing. If I had any critique about the game, it's that I want more. Now, if I had any actual critique, it'd be that I think the game could have used just a little bit more to fill in some gaps in story mode. For one, perhaps a short and to-the-point cutscene that transitions you from stage to stage after beating each boss. As it is, you sort of just phase from place to place currently. Outside of my issues with the pacing of this deep narrative-driven story game, everything else is pretty much a solid experience. The moment-to-moment gameplay is fun and satisfying. The boss rush is a fun bonus mode to test your need for speed or desire for slow. I don't know. This is my suggestion. Don't play Secret and Boss Rush unless you want to wait 2 hours. I give Little Elf Tanks a score of 5 120mm tank shells out of 60 armed spiderlings, or alternatively, a very solid recommendation. As the kids say, well, Gingo, that's it for this review, and more importantly, that's it for technically my first sponsored video. Which to me sounds very weird to say, but I'll take it. Anyways, a very wholesome 100 thank you to everyone that watches my content here and or on twitch.tv, where I tend to stream semi-frequently each week. Why do I sound like a news broadcaster? More videos to come. I've been severely occupied with life dealings, which caused me to be MIA on YouTube. If you enjoy my content, why not give me a follow? Or at the bare minimum, let me know what you thought about the video. I take constructive criticism very well. Anyways, with all that aside, all that over, as I like to say on my streams, wherever you are, I hope you have a good morning, noon, afternoon, evening, or night. Take care, and I'll see you later.